Guys, here recently, I don't know, maybe it's the climate of the, United States that we got going on. There's been a lot of talk of hospital politics as, the political world has kind of just seen a bunch of elections happen earlier this month. I know I'm still in November today. Anyways, it brought to mind my hospital political dealings, as there are very many politics, favoritisms in the hospital environment, especially, in my opinion, in the larger companies that own hospitals. So, I'm going to give you my story. I've kind of waited for a while to talk about this. I'm going to be very vague in some aspects, so that's on purpose. But this is my personal story of my hospital political dealings and why I just do not want to work for another hospital nor another big organization. So let's go ahead and get started. A few years ago, I did work for a large organization. I'm not sure if it's the largest in North Carolina, but it is very large. I worked for one, and they definitely played favorites quite a bit. So to start things off, I had known about a nurse that made a med error, and the nurse was called out by a CNA, and I'm probably going to call them techs also throughout this. Just understand, if I say CNA or tech, I'm not talking about a nurse. But she was called out by a CNA. She made a med error. The CNA called her out. The nurse was very unhappy with the way that the CNA handled the situation, and I will agree that the CNA probably could have been a little more, maybe not discreet, maybe friendly about the situation. But the CNA called out the nurse on the situation. I get a phone call because I knew about the situation from upper management. Upper management says, "Chris, what's your take on this?" I say, well, the incident did happen. I did not see anything wrong with her being called out. This kind of put me in a bad way with pretty much everybody, because I didn't agree with who I should have agreed with, that people thought, or what have you. I took the side of what I felt was right and the way that I saw it, and I gave facts as to the way I saw it and what had happened. But that wasn't good enough for people, I guess, that I was supposed to agree with, nursing staff, because I was a nurse. I was a nurse at the time as well. And I didn't. So I was in a bad way to begin with already. I was not the golden child. I just wasn't, pretty much after that situation. I kept getting placed with this one CNA, this one tech, that I did not agree with. It was another man. I did not, me and this individual would not hang out on a regular. We really did not care for each other. We had terrible communication, to be honest, and it was probably on both ends. We did not communicate well, and like I said, we would not go out on a Friday night to hang out. This individual had called me out to management at one point in time to tell management that I was drawing up heparin wrong. We had heparin in the 1,000 over 1 ml vials, and we also had it in the 10,000 over 1 ml vials, so 10 times as much. And this individual told management that I was drawing up the wrong heparin and giving people the wrong heparin. Rather than coming to me and asking me to explain the situation, he just went straight to management and questioned my heparin medication procedure. To which management comes to me later and says, "Chris, you drawing up your meds right?" Yeah. What's wrong with my meds? "Oh, we're just checking, to see if you're drawing out the right bottle, or if you know how much heparin you're supposed to be giving people, or whatever it may be." And I simply showed them. I said, "Yeah, this order right here says 4,000 units of heparin. Here's 4 mLs. 1,000 per 1 ml. That's 4 mLs. That's 4,000 units. So, I don't see a problem with my 4,000 units that I just pulled up. Is there something else going on?" And so they say later, "Oh, we had just heard that there was some concerns that you might be drawing up heparin wrong. No, I'm fairly aware of how to draw heparin. I've got a 3-point check that I do, which I do have a 3-point check that a lot of people don't use, but I definitely do, as I am worried of the meds that I give. And I said, no, here's my 3-point check, and I showed them, and they were like, oh, we were just worried about about how you were doing it. And so it was at that point in time, and another tech had told me, Chris, you know why they were checking on you. And then I found out why they were checking on me. It's that point in time that I really started looking for other employment. I really did. I did not want to be there anymore pretty much after that, as other little things had happened. But the heparin was really the one that kind of stood out in my mind. I'm not saying just because I'm a nurse that I'm better or that I know more or anything like that, but I wasn't even really approached about the situation. It went straight to management, and I just wasn't. At that point in time, I was already not happy. I was unhappy the fact that management didn't say, well, maybe we should ask Chris about this, or whatever it may be. They went straight to checking me with my meds, like, immediately. I understand it's a safety concern. Maybe that's policy. I just didn't agree with it. I didn't think that it was quite right. And again, I was not the golden child. This individual, however, was definitely in a lot better graces with management than myself. Come into work one day, same team. We're on the same team. And I had already kind of voiced my concern. We don't communicate well. I don't think this is an appropriate team for me. We do not communicate well. Come into work the next day, and our IV pumps at this particular facility had the vitals on the pumps. I can't really explain it any better than that. There was a pump, and it told you everything, basically. It's the only ones I've ever seen like this. I've never seen another one like that. Everything was on, one pole all right there together. I'm going to say pole. They weren't really on a pole, but to further along. Anyways, and it was protocol that vitals were supposed to be gotten at certain increments. Well, it just so happens that I am doing a push, an IV push. I'm preparing everything. I've got my table in front of me. I'm getting ready to do a push. There's already an IV in place. This is something that I can run while I've got a bag of normal saline running. I've got everything ready, and I've got it laid out, and I'm about to start my push. I haven't started my push yet. I haven't done anything. I'm about to glove up and do my push. I'm doing my 3 checks. I'm making sure this individual is who this individual is. And my tech, the man that I've done had issues with in the past because we don't communicate well, literally grabs me by my shoulders, grabs me, and moves me out of the way in order to read the vitals on the IV pump that I'm about to push. I'm like, bro, do you not see I'm right here with meds in front of me about to do a push, and you're worried about the vitals that you can wait the extra 35 seconds or probably about 2 minutes, or you can go move on to another patient and then come right back. It was not. I understand there are times where CNAs get very busy. I've been a CNA. You get very busy and you have to get those vitals right then. This was not exactly that time. He could have easily come back, done something else, and come right back. But literally picks me up and moves me to the side as I have meds in front of me. I do my push, and I finish my med pass, and I walk into the secretary's office. And I said, who do you got me with tomorrow? And they told me who they had me with tomorrow, and it was that same individual. And I said, I quit. I said, you need to find coverage for tomorrow. Here are my keys. I'm finishing today, and I quit. And that is literally what I did. I literally quit that day. Believe it or not, I was done with that job. Did I handle it the right way? Probably not. Probably not. I probably should have been, probably should have tattled on him to upper management. But like I said, I was not the golden child. I literally quit that day. I finished my shift. I finished all my passes. I finished everything I needed to finish. Told my secretary to get coverage for tomorrow because I am done. And I have not cared to go back to a large company since then. Did I handle it right? Probably not. Did my emotions get the best of me? Most definitely. My emotions most definitely got the best of me. I was just done. I was fed up at that point in time, and I had already come to them and said, we don't communicate well. And, after that, I was done. It is what it is. I guess I burnt that bridge, but at the time, I really wasn't that concerned. And even a few years later, it's now been several years, I'm still not concerned that I burnt that bridge, to be honest. Enough time hasn't passed for me to really worry about it. So that was my hospital political rant, if you will. If you feel like commenting down below your hospital political rant, go ahead. I will definitely read it and I will check it out. And our concerns are probably about the same. But did I handle it wrong? Yes, that's not the way to do it. No, it's not. But that's the way I did it. And it is what it is. Hope it helps. Thank you much.